wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Damned.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean.
Father, what's
It's
going
me.
on? What's happening?
I'm your dad.
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I reckon. Let's start anew. I am Father.
Sure. I could kill you.
Yes. Yes, you could.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers. But I need you to realize that this... You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am... your son.
It's really you? After all this time?
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am.
But why?
Ah, now that's the question. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that
Sure.
I am their father.
60 years.
I know. I know you must have questions.
Right. So you're in charge.
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades at the Institute.
It doesn't matter what they think.
I'm glad. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever. Just what else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother.
Yes. I've gone over the records of the incident, of course.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
What would you have me say? The world is a dangerous place. Although I think maybe it always was. For many years, I never questioned who my parents. With old age comes regret. But what else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
After what I've seen, I pity the man. He was as much a victim as anything.
After what he did to you, I'm shocked you would be so generous. But yes, I understand you. I, for one. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious. Institute technology prolonged his life, and he never failed the Institute. But his cruelty I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthrough. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life, and now, after all these years, you have an opportunity.
Yes.
I know. I know you've been through so much. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything, there is much to be done.
I don't know about all that.
Don't worry. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities. And finally, Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Almost done.
primary drive servo.
That's a third primary drive.
Excuse me, Doctor.
I
They
don't
weren't
know.
kidding. You really
Most of them
are
have
here.
lasted long
Well,
past
all
their
right.
projected lifespans.
I'm Allie.
If you
Allie
ask me,
Fillmore.
they were
You can
built
think of
pretty
me.
well.
When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been... If you don't mind my asking,
Uh-huh. I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
now that you've found him, I hope you...
Uh-huh.
Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible.
Right.
There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water. And the work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that...
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of...
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every... Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that, when necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. Fortunately, advanced systems is always... It's a good thing, too. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer... I can't argue with that. Even
My
so,
daddy says
I'm
your
ready to see
father's
the
daddy,
full Gen 3
but
roll
he
out.
looks
There we
so
go.
much older than
All
you.
set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Asked yet.
Of course.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on Batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's...
Hey,
I
Doc.
wonder how the Warwick
Welcome.
family is
So
doing.
good to have you here.
Young
Dr.
Wally must
Clayton
be close
Holder,
to 10 years old by
head
now.
of the... I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing.
Survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I look forward to learning...
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes... Our most important directive is to ensure the health. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be... I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is.
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm...
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and... In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or if you...
You mentioned medical care.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to... He's our top biologist, and also, sir, Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. You won't find better medical care...
Right.
Is True Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. Well, I'm sure...
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it. You're to be given full access, with the ability to...
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the... In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the... If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust. Now, unless there's something else...
I'd like a progress report on your...
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the Child Synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message.
Excuse me.
See that you
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now? We're
They're
all
dragging
looking forward to
their feet
working
on the
with
targeting
you.
package upgrades I
here?
asked for.
Glad you
Maybe
made
I
it.
should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please
Hi,
don't.
Doc.
So,
There's enough friction as it is
here you
between
are.
us
Justin
and pretty much
Ayo,
all the other
Acting Director of the
departments.
Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping, despite your relation to Father.
Right.
I'm sure you understand.
Uh-huh. No problems here.
Good to hear. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among...
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation... Coursers hunt down and reclaim. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact,
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser... I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire... Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Very well.
Nothing to report, sir.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute,
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've... Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. Unfortunately, know it that, as remarkable as our synths are, the superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will.
If the synths are intelligent and...
However closely they may approximate you, when you see what I have to show you, I think you'll... A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. Under his leadership, I've dispatched a Courser to Libertalia.
Who erased his memories?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad. We'll deal with them in time. But right now you should get moving. Many people are in...
I'm busy.
Here's that holotape you gave me. Full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
What do you hope to find?
Whatever the Institute doesn't want anybody to know. All the good stuff on here is going to be encrypted. So the first job is to see if I can crack it. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe.
Piper.
You holding up, Blue?
Yeah, holding up.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. You're a vault dweller. So here's the deal. I want to... Besides, I'm already following you around.
All right, Piper. I'm in.
Good.
Uh-huh.
So, I know you're from a vault.
My family and I were frozen. I didn't spend much time in the vault.
Wait. They boxed you up in a fridge?
Yes. I'm over 200 years old.
Oh my... So, you've seen the Commonwealth.
Uh-huh. Honestly, seeing everyone surviving out here, rebuilding the world.
That's surprisingly... For the last part of our interview, I'd like to do some... The threat of kidnapping is...
Sure.
What would you say to someone else?
No matter how much you want to give up, don't. You have to have hope that you'll see them again. Or...
A strong note to end on, Blue. Thanks. That's everything. It's gonna take some time to put this all together. Anyway, we should probably get going. Thanks again.
Hey. Hey, Piper.
Hey, here. Something to keep you sharp. Always worked for me.
Is everything okay?
Well, I gotta say, I like the way you've been handling yourself out here. Commonwealth's not an easy place to do the right thing. But somehow you manage.
Your thoughts?
Nothing stays hidden forever.
Is everything all right between us, Piper?
Not a lot of complaints at the moment. And you can ask around, that is a rare occurrence.
I think we're done for now.
Suppose I'll head home then. But if you decide you want to get in...
Hey there.
You have some sort of medical problem here, or are you just yanking my chain?
Are you?
Am I a doctor? Let me show you my degree from the School of Saving Wise Asses like you. I'm a positive institution in these parts, so you...
Sure. Not now.
Very well.
Stick to the road. You got a better chance.
Oh, sorry. Thought you might be one of those forged maniacs.
Sure.
A group of them took over the old ironworks, and they'll
Uh-huh. I'm with the Minutemen.
Well, I'll be jiggered. Didn't really... That bastard son of mine, Jake, snuck out in the middle. He grabbed my granddad's old sword. If you really are with the Minutemen, and you want to help, well...
I'll find it.
You're doing me a big favor. And I'll make it up to you as best as I can. Oh, sorry. Thought you might... A group of them took...
I'm with the Minutemen.
Well, I'll be...
Uh-huh.
Bastard son. He grabbed my granddad...
Uh-huh.
If you really are...
Uh-huh. I'll find it.
You're doing me a big favor.
should have given up. I've lost sight of the target. Is that it? There's someone else here. Guess it was nothing.
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Engaging target. Sloppy tactics, bad aim. This won't take long.